Welcome back, my friends, to the Predictive Playbook. I'm your host, John Ryan. I'm pleased to have Bobby Krivitsky with me today to break down college football with 4 best bets that we really like quite a bit. Bobby is my host, actually, on the SportsMapRadio show, and they have a bunch of shows, guys. You really should take advantage of it. It's some really talented people that they bring on. I'm honored to be part of it. And it's very worthwhile, especially on those Thursday and Friday nights where you're looking to learn something. Their shows are fantastic. He's also an NBA reporter for Basketball Insider as well. Welcome to the show, Bobby. How are things going?
John, things are great. Sports are in full swing, especially when it comes to football. Always love having you on the Diehards on SportsMap Radio Network. Your insight is second to none. And we run the gauntlet from baseball to football at the collegiate and professional level. We talked Olympics. We even got into Olympic swimming at one point earlier this summer. So you name it, we discuss it. And John's insight is usually right on the money. Cheesy pun intended.
Well, yeah, I appreciate the shout outs there, Bobby. But now it's your turn, and your expertise is going to be shining here on this show.
Let's do it.
You have 3 games that we're going to look at. The first one is number 3, Oregon, is playing Stanford in a Pac-12 matchup. Oregon, of course, undefeated at 4-0. Stanford 2-2, a team that I personally have had trouble figuring out who the heck they are. Oregon comes into this game surprisingly only favored by 8, over under 57.5. This will be taking place in beautiful 82-degree weather at Stanford Stadium, Stanford, California, Saturday at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. Bobby, where should I put my money on this game?
I think you should invest in the Ducks. You said it yourself. It's kind of a generous spread here at -8 in favor of Oregon. You can get them at -107. And they went into Columbus and dominated Ohio State at the Horseshoe without their best player, defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau. He might be the best player in the nation. Stanford is obviously not on the Buckeyes level. The Cardinal, their run defense is abysmal. It's as bad as you'll find in the Pac-12. The Ducks, meanwhile, are generating over 200 yards on the ground. They're averaging close to 40 points per game. And also, for good measure, Stanford 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 home games. So I like the Ducks at -8 in this one, John.
I love the breakdown, Bobby. And people who are listening to this show, you wonder why I like having them on the show. You just saw, a home run analysis there supporting the Oregon Ducks. The next game you want to talk about is actually taking place Friday, October 1st, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This will be an exciting one. And it's going to prove whether number 5 Iowa is actually a number 5 ranked team. They are 4-0, and so is Maryland. But Maryland is not ranked. Iowa comes into this game as a skinny favorite of only 3 points, a total of 47.5 points. Where do we put our money on this one?
And that's what I'm locking in on right there, John. Take the under at 47.5 and get it for -110. Both teams are surrendering less than 15 points per game. The Hawkeyes, they held Indiana to 6 points. Then they beat Iowa State and held them to 17 points. On the road, Matt Campbell, that was as good a chance as he's had to beat Iowa and couldn't get it done. So I certainly feel for him, but an impressive win on the resume for Iowa. Meanwhile, the Hawkeyes, they haven't given up more than 24 points in 26 straight games. I do think they'll win this game, but more importantly, I would take the under at 47.5.
I like that play too, Bobby. And the last one you're going to talk about is Arkansas. Number 8, Arkansas is going to be traveling to Athens, Georgia, to take on the number 2 Georgia Bulldogs, who are just throttling everybody. They're 4-0, so is Arkansas. Very, very unusual line here when you have 2 ranked teams in the top 10, and the one is favored by 18.5 points, which sounds like a ton. The total is 48. This game starts at high noon on Saturday, October 2nd. Where do we go with this one, Bobby?
Yeah, you never want to wag your finger at Vegas, but it seems like they still haven't caught up to just how legitimate this Arkansas team clearly is. They were obviously underrated, in the preseason where they weren't even ranked. Then they go out and dominated Texas in Austin when they were ranked 15th, horns down. They just beat number 7 Texas A&M in College Station and held the Aggies to 10 points. So you would think, especially with their jump into the top 10, that by now you wouldn't get this crazy kind of spread. But being able to play the Razorbacks at plus 18.5 for minus 115, I take that all day and see what happens. Georgia, I don't trust their offense. They didn't score a touchdown against Clemson. I don't care what they did against a couple cream puffs after that. And I just don't see them winning by more than 18 points.
I like that play too. I think that's just way too many, and the recency bias of Georgia destroying everybody is too good to pass up. Great work there, Bobby. I'm going to add one quick play here in the Big Ten, and a team that I personally think is on the rise. They just seem to be a team that James Franklin of Penn State has on all cylinders right now, and Clifford is looking better and better each week. Their starting quarterback. I like how he's been going through the progressions a lot better than he did last year. And quite frankly, last year was COVID. And can you imagine playing in an empty stadium that seats 111,000? I can't. But this Saturday at 7:30 p.m., it's going to be the Stripe Out, which you'll see on TV. The sections are navy blue and then white, navy blue and white. And it's 111,000 fans cheering for one team, and that obviously is Penn State. So if you're the enemy coming in, and especially one that is that knocked you off in a really dramatic fashion last year, Bobby, it was a 2-point conversion at the end of the game that Indiana decided to go for, and you have to tip your hat to Coach Allen for having the guts to do that call. And it was controversial, but nevertheless, that was a win. So I think Penn State here has a little bit of motivation. I don't think they're going to get caught looking ahead to Iowa when they go to play them next week. I see Penn State winning this by possibly as many as 20 points, and it's backed by playing on home favorites of 10.5 to 21 points inclusive. That is a offensive team gaining 400 to 450 yards per game, facing a team with an average defense that is allowing 325 to 375 yards per game. And with that home favorite coming off a game where they outgained the opponent by 125 or more yards in their previous game. That all adds up to a 80% winning situation over the last 5 seasons. I like Penn State in this matchup. So that will do it for our college football show. I appreciate your time, Bobby. Be sure to check us on the NFL edition of the Bobby and John Gridiron Show. I think that's what we'll start calling it.
I like it. I'm into that. Let's go get some sponsors.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, if you're listening out there, you want to sponsor, we're all ears. But on behalf of Bobby, myself, SportsMemo.com, WagerTalk.com, SportsMapRadio.com, and the Basketball Insiders, may all the wins be yours.